talk about dating. What y'all feeling on dating, man? What y'all feel about dating in 2024? What you feel like? What's going on?
I mean, dating, I feel like, bro, personally, is just in a weird place. Cause everybody been screwed over, fucked over and shit. So the beginning stages is when it's like it's fun, but it could be a little tricky too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially when you're trying to build up trust and just understanding each other's boundaries and stuff like that.
But the question is, the people is still interested of dating to get something serious with someone else?
Yeah, intentions. Yeah. Like if one person is intentional, like, hey, this is why I'm dating. I want to date for a bigger future together, and one person's like, I'm just living and just enjoying life right now, and I like you, but
I want to keep traveling and knowing people.
It's the infatuation phase. That beginning stage is tricky, but it's also addicting too, because like that is the part where it's interesting, right? You're getting a chance to figure somebody out. You're getting a chance to tell them about you. You're getting a chance to figure out what they like, what you like. So all ears are open. You feel me? So that's why I think like the beginning stage is definitely tricky, and it definitely tricks people out of like long term. You feel me? That beginning stage, people fall in love with that shit. That's why you got Tinder, you got all these dating apps to the point where people love hopscotching in and out of some stuff. You know what I mean? Trying to weigh their options.
And then when you single for a long time, sometimes you forget how to date. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to somebody recently, man, and she ain't been in a relationship for like plenty of years, and she been dating here and there, but nothing too serious. Mm-hmm. And like when I'm having a conversation with her, I could tell like she doesn't know like how to ask questions without it feeling like an interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well, really, it is an interview.
It is an interview process, but you know, women like to feel more like, oh, it's just goes with the flow and it just happens casually. You know what I'm saying? When you got to work to learn that person. You know what I'm saying? You got to.
And shit, you competing with the past.
You competing with the past. Yep.
Past or the present.
The present and the past.
And the past.
In today's society or times, whatever, we live in more of a time where there's a lot of just like hooking up.
Oh,
and I think that takes away from dating, because it kind of just really wants to bring you around to like, what is dating in 2024 and 2020s? What actually is dating? Aside from hooking up and you kicking it and having you a little or a little hand, you shouldn't even have these different things. What actually is dating? And I think we've gotten so far removed from that.
Yeah.
People courting you and courtship, and I think sometimes that gets misconstrued with different things. Like it gets, confused, and I think I probably said that wrong. That word.
Or
it
sometimes
gets confused for sure. Like,
but it's no more people interested to do no more walkings on the park or picnics.
That courtship, that really actually trying to get to know somebody, trying to see where this actually could go. Not just
without
like,
alcohol, without shit.
Right. Not like you're fun and I'm having fun and let's have fun together.
Yeah, you definitely competing with social media. You competing with like motherfuckers, like I said, that's a facade. You don't know if that's real. You don't know how they actually feel. Yeah, you gonna smile for the camera.
Oh yeah.
You gonna smile when it's time for a picture, but you don't know that motherfucker might be going through it on a day-to-day.
And really don't even know if they want that shit. Because like a lot of times you could do the courtship and you could do the nice things, and in the beginning they're like, yeah, that's what I want. But then, like you said, competing with the past and the future and now and shit, then they be like, you know what? I don't really want all that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of that's their original intention. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, one person can have that intention, like, I want this, and the other person can say, I want that, but their intentions is not 100. You know what I'm saying?
The question is, though, if it's presented, would you even know how to handle it with all the new stuff going on? You know what I mean? Like, the question you have to ask yourself, it's like, okay, if the perfect situation arrives now, am I really ready for that?
Right.
Am I ready to
are
take
you
that
able
step?
to accept that? Are you able to accept that situation if it comes? Are you in a predicament? You I guess it's the same thing. Are you ready? You may be mentally ready, or you may be say, hey,
Might say you
my
ready.
heart's ready. I'm ready for that. But are you able to do that at that time? Like, are you able to accept that? Like, is what everything else you have going on aligns with that? Just aside from your mind and your heart and you saying you don't want to be outside or you want your own
sacrifice.
person, are you able to include someone else in your life and make those compromises? And those, are you able to receive that? Are you able to receive the type of love that somebody's willing to give you out? Because sometimes things don't be in due season.
For me, to be honest, though, the most important thing is be ready, yes, but mentally, because it's some people that has trust issues, insecurities, though. And for me, I mean, when I'm saying you have to be ready in all sense, is economically for sure. You cannot be broke and want to be in a relationship though, because you cannot bring your problems to another one.
Yeah,
That's it.
And speaking on that too, like, when you coming into a situation, is we all know life evolves, right? So because like you come into a situation at a certain status, you will never know if somebody really loyal to you until you do go through adversity. You do go through challenges. You do go through income, fluctuation or things or the process, or are you really willing to sacrifice or being able to prove that you loyal when the losses come? Because as we all know, we live this life that you're going to have a season of losses. You're going to have a season of where like the income, or you have a season to where you're trying to grow that you have to make those sacrifices to say, okay, hey, this is what we have to do in order to continue to build. You know what I mean? You got to be able to establish that, and you have to be able to be willing to say, okay, is my partner understanding in the process of continuing to build, or if we're going to stay stagnant and on the way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for me, to be honest, though, mentally it means like whenever you don't have insecurities, you are able to trust, to really trust in someone, and let him be or let her be. Is the best time you can have a relationship. If you are not trusting yourself and you don't believe that you cap somebody's look, please.
Because then you start projecting. You start projecting your fears and your doubts. You project that onto them.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And they secure with themselves. They secure with this situation. But you know, you battling whatever you battling, and then you start projecting on them. You know what I'm saying?
And you'll probably come out better just telling them like, hey, you know what? I'm an insecure person, or I'm battling this, or this has happened to me before, and so I have a hard time with this, and so maybe I need some reassurance in these areas, opposed to just projecting those things and just being like that. And then on the tail end, once everything has, went sour and everything's torn up, whether it's actually, for real or just metaphorically, things are just torn up, like, and being like, oh, well, that's just how I am, or, I've been through this. Like, have those conversations up front. Be vulnerable.
For sure.
If you are not willing to be vulnerable, I don't think that you need to be trying to pursue a relationship with someone. It's okay to tell people, hey, look, I'm not that. If that's what you're looking for, I can't be that.
Right.
And that's okay, because you're going to have better times with people who are looking for the same things that you're looking for. Like, why would you go find a crackhead off the street to start a Fortune 500 business with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's
That
right.
ain't their purpose.
Why would you do that? That's not what they're looking to do. They're looking to get high, and you're looking to get, higher in life and to, do something better. But you're going to have to work and put in some work. They're like, look, I'm looking to clean off some windshields, and once I've gotten my high for the day, I'm gone. Now, out hustling a crackhead, you need to think about that, because they get up and they smoke crack every day. But
And they love crack more than
you're
you.
not gonna go there
They
to
love
do
crack
that.
more
And
than
so I
you.
think people need to think about it in that aspect when they think about relationships and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to build, and just be realistic with yourself and what you bring to the table, whatever table this is that people want to create nowadays in 2024. Of course, is dating. You need to be realistic with yourself and what you have to offer.
Yeah.
And then go out. I tell people all the time, just shoot for the stars, soar. Let your wings spread. And when you get up there, then look for the people that you feel like you want to be with.
Right.
Yeah. Cause look, you might be on a purpose to build, but you might be dating somebody that's built to break. You know what I mean? You might be dealing with somebody that, you know, their upbringing or just their mentality, they don't even know, you feel me? It might be the total opposite. And touching on that, you know, just listening to it, sometimes opposites attract.
Yeah.
Right? So like people date people that they want to try to evolve into. So they can like, hey, I can see something in you that I want to be, but I know that I'm not. So like that shit could be tough, but like it's just it go back to what we already talked about, that communication, you know what I mean, the vulnerabilities. That shit gonna be tough, man. Like the people that like those like those bedtime stories, happily ever after, cap.
Yeah.
Cap. Happily ever after is the biggest cap in history.
Well, for some people, it's a reality though.
It's a reality, but you got to understand to be happy within the times where the roller coaster times. You feel me? Like, yeah, you got to understand that happy is an emotion, and emotion is energy in motion. And if it's in motion, it's gonna have its ups and its downs.
Listen this. In the life though, the beautiful thing of life is because we have happiness, but we have sadness as well.
Yeah.
So you cannot be happy all the time. Enjoy your sadness. Enjoy the dark side though. Enjoy it because the dark side teach you and make you better though.
Growth.
To be honest, is the only way I learn in my life. Being down deep, then I have to stand up again and again and again.
You know what I learned?
Looking at all those fairy tale lives, though, touching on that, looking at that, you have to honestly, and I'll say this from like a female perspective, because I don't really hear a lot of guys running around talking about fairy tales or referencing fairy tales, you know. But every girl wants to be treated like a queen, like a pretty princess, you know, and I get it because that's exactly what I require for myself. But even within that, you got to go back and read those stories again as an adult. You got to go back and look at those things again as an adult and reanalyze those situations. Like y'all said, living happily ever after is cap. Living happily ever after is not cap, but the thing about it is that when you're reading all these storybooks as a girl and you're reading it, they lived happily ever after. You close the book. Yeah. They don't tell you what happily ever after is. They don't tell you what happened in happily ever after. They tell you the most exciting thing that happened, which was the wedding, them getting married.
They don't tell you when they don't tell you when the farts show up
and what they went through. But if you go back and you read those fairy tales before they were even able to live happily ever after, there was not a single princess that didn't go through something. And understand that though, she was a princess, so she already had it. Yeah. She was already established. She was bound to marry good, and even if she didn't marry good, she still was a princess. She still was there. She made it. She was good. Man. And she still went through all of these things. And the princes that came to get them also had been through all of these other females and all these. That's not what when you remember it from a kid, you don't, but you got to go back and look at that shit. It's there. It's black and white. It's not. It's not nothing. They are going through. They're having these balls. Cinderella. That's the biggest thing everybody want to look at. Yeah. Cinderella. Her daddy left her some bread. Her stepmama did her dirty. The stepsisters was ugly, but they was still doing her dirty. She ain't have nothing. She came up on a lick real quick. She went to the ball. The prince, he ain't even want to have the balls. He tired of this. He tired of seeing all these bitches. He tired. He been doing this shit. His parents like, bro, when is you gonna get fucking married, bro? He like, bro, these hoes ain't shit, bro. And she like, shit, I'm down here, bro. I'm working my ass off, bro. I done came from it. I got it, bro, but somebody took it from me, bro. I'm working my ass off. And I just want to go have a good time and just be in the atmosphere where I'm supposed to be at. I'm just want to be where I'm supposed to be at. It's a message in that. I just want to be where I'm supposed to be. And she did what she needed to do, and she was where she needed to fucking be at the right time. And he like, you know what? It is what it is. But they both had to go through something. Yeah. And they both had to be in the right place at the right time.
My first time, the last time I see you bitches.
Like, and if you ever go back, they made a Cinderella too. If you go back and see that, man, that nigga caught amnesia or some shit, got under the spell and forgot that bitch. She had to get a nigga back again, bro. I'm trying. So happily ever after is really what you make it. I said all that to say
hold
on.
I know you finna say something profound.
No. It's finna be facts. Go ahead, though. I'm gonna let you
look though, even back in them days though, right? The Cinderella story and all that. Did y'all realize how musty them people probably was?
Somebody musty?
That was musty as hell. They ain't had no showers. They ain't had
Bathing
no
at the creeks and shit.
They ain't had no Dove soap or nothing.
Them
They
niggas
have
was
rights.
Hey,
rolling
nah, they
over.
probably. Hey,
songs.
you gotta understand. If you look at the back of a perfume bottle, that shit was made back then. They probably was fresh.
No, they was not. They was rolling over and pissing in a pot beside the bed.
Folks had wolf pussies and wolf.
No, but she has
Had
no
that
time. She
creed
has no
on.
time to take a shower though. She
You
was
only-
doing laundry for her stepsisters and bullshit.
Yeah,
She
she
just
was.
dressed up.
They probably
by
taking
the
a shower
rats,
once a
by
week.
the rats.
Yeah.
And went
But
to,
he probably could identify that, like, you know, and we touching on this, you know.
No,
but he
she
pro-
had the fairy godmother, aka, you know what I'm saying, a booster or whatever came through and got her fresh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She came through, got it together. So, you know, she had the bath and everything. She was all fresh. She put that shit on.
Yeah.
She had
But look, what we kind of touching on, like, what happens when she could no longer fit the slipper though? You feel me? Because he gauged them off of like, hey, can you fit the shoe? You feel me? So she fit the shoe, cool. But what about when, you know, she had a little mini princess and, you know,
Nah,
the shoe don't
bum.
fit in
Yeah,
there.
no, what that
but
says is
hear-
what's for
hear
you
this
is
out.
for you.
Hey, hear this out. Hear this out. What is the message of Disney, from Disney though?
Yeah.
That big feet is not good and small feet
Talking about Megan.
fit perfect.
See?
In girls, what is the? Okay. Hold
Those
on.
are just old fables. And so
I don't know.
there was
Is that-
different standards and things like that back in the day.
Subliminal
So
message.
they
right
didn't
there.
want big women then. You know, beauty is
But-
in the eye of the beholder. But that just wasn't what the standard was at the time. And so you having big feet. I mean, even now, girls have big feet, but they're not like, yeah, girl, I wear a size 11. That's something
Yeah.
you have to find out about your friends. And still, I'd be like, damn, bitch, your foot big. And she like,
Big
yeah,
as
girl, I do
hell.
got a big foot. Like, that's not and that's somebody should be shamed off of it, but it's just not, it's not a feminine trait. It's not a big feminine trait that you are proud of.
Could you imagine back in the day, like if you seen a thick bitch and you just looked at it and said, ugh.
You know what?
That's wild.
That's wild.
That's wild. You see that and you be like, look at all that.
But shit, they
ass.
wasn't doing that. Them white folks was going right over there to Africa
Yeah,
and
you
taking
right.
our black women and doing what they was doing to them because they had them features, bro.
Oh,
you
for
know,
sure.
back in the day, they loved
sure.
man. They
If nobody liked ass wouldn't still be being produced.
they like that shit. They
Point
love
blank
it.
and period.
All the people love us.
Hey, so while we talking about that though, let's speak on something that I can't speak on everybody, but like, have y'all ever experienced a long distance relationship?
Oh,
and
yeah.
like that whole dynamic, and are you capable of being able to do that now in 2024?
I'm your guy right here.
The answer,
Yeah.
I can't do that shit now, but I've done it before, and it was interesting. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of planning to see each other again. We don't know when that's gonna be, but hey, we're gonna get on this FaceTime. We're gonna have FaceTime sex. We're gonna tell each other about each other's days.
Yeah. Hey, this your phone right here.
Who you
Hey,
going out
hey,
with?
Bro, hey, put that on that side over there.
It's bright.
No, I'm just saying, you talking about the FaceTime sex shit. Go ahead, keep going.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
fucking
like who you hanging out with? Like it's just all like trust issues, like reawaken. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
because it's just like, hey, we're not physically there with each other. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
let me tell you one of my experience because I have a bunch.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the first one though, it was crazy because do you remember back in the days and the cell phones it wasn't this good and the technology wasn't this good. So this
Yeah.
girl though take a bus or 3 buses to get the state I was. 13 hours, bro.
Damn.
13 hours just translating from where she was to where I was. Man,
Translating?
I'm still love her for that.
Go on.
like
Yeah.
no,
Transitioning,
what the fuck?
driving.
Yeah,
getting
driving.
there.
But it was crazy though.
One thing,
13
though,
hours.
one thing I will say about long distance relationship is touching back on dating with a purpose. When you link, you're not wasting no time.
Oh yeah, no time is wasted.
It's no time wasted. Like you planning out, like you're going to experience everything you want to experience with
It's
a
like
person
euphoria.
that's like that's long distance. Like,
was
because
special,
I've been waiting on this.
It's a
I've been waiting on this. That motherfucker
Exactly.
been
Exactly.
cooking and cooking.
So that's one pro. Like you definitely get the build up for sure.
Yeah.
But like,
But
it
I think that's the
comes
same
crazy.
as if you're dating someone who's busy, who's actually busy. Like sometimes
Yeah.
people are like free and they could just see you every single day.
Yeah.
If you can see
Yeah.
me every single day, I got a question.
Yeah, I don't want to see you every
What are you
single day.
doing? Why?
But-
why are you able to see me every? And we haven't made any different changes to like fit each other into each other's schedule. But you can see me every single day, not like, hey, I gave you certain days and I'm open. And so on these certain days, I told you I'm open. But like just every single day, whenever, just hit me up. I'm just
Okay.
ain't no way.
Take
You
a
ain't get the
note,
vocal
guys.
guts
That's a
once
good
or
advice.
Nothing. You're always available. Is something wrong?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what if you stay with them though? Like if you stay
y'all
with
living
them and
together,
then like you coming
That's
home to this
different because
person.
you guys are making you all schedules align.
Mm-hmm.
Even when your schedules don't align, you're making it work. You know, there's a 30-minute window in here. Maybe you're gonna wake up for 20 minutes when I get home. I talk to you for a little bit. Maybe I wake up when you're getting ready for work. Whatever. You're gonna make your schedules align so that you guys can spend some time. But that's the only way you're gonna be able to see somebody every single day.
Man, I
Outside
hear
of that,
you.
no.
I hear you, but I ain't gonna lie. Any girl I dated always wanted to see a nigga every day. Always wanted to talk to me
all the time.
I couldn't go fall asleep by myself. She wanted to fall asleep
What
on
you
the
doing?
phone.
Where you at? Let's
I want to
get
hear
it.
you snore,
Let's go.
nigga.
Nah, you
But
gotta
you
do
got,
Hey.
but that's the control. Though. That's the control they put on you because they wanna research, but you have the limit. That she's saying she's a girl though. Her example is good because that's the girl mentality, and I will tell you, all the girls when you are available for them, what happened? They know you are there. They know you
Oh,
are
yeah.
there for
Yeah.
sure.
I'll call you whenever. I'll call you
24/7.
15 shots out there, Patroni Yoni.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know why I'm playing on your phone right now. I'm just gonna block you. Bye. Like, just why? Why? Because you can though. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing turned around, vice versa. It's the same thing when you're available. But just sometimes when people are too available, like, you need a fucking hobby.
Exactly. Edo, when you have a girl
You need a
that
hobby.
you know that whenever you reach, whenever you send a text message, she will be right there. It's
But I think
bored.
it's case by case though, because it's like some girls I like more than others. Same way you might like a certain person more than another person.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you like, yeah, I know this girl that likes me a lot, and I like her a little bit. I can hit her up whenever. But then it's like this other girl, like it's a mutual, like boom, we both stuck on each other. Like it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
different.
Being able to
know what
hit
I'm
you
saying?
up whenever and just be like, yeah, and I'm making time for you, but you still just have time all the time. Now you're compromising things that you're doing then.
Yeah.
If you are now like, hey, well, I'm just moving stuff around all the time. Now you're putting me in the way of your work, of your goals and stuff, and that's good and all.
Cell
I
block one.
appreciate you liking it or liking me and wanting to be around me, but you compromising your future, and ultimately, if we are to be together and dating with a purpose, you're compromising our future just because you want to be around me. It's kind of uncomfortable and makes me feel like borderline obsession.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to be. I don't want you to be willing to risk and lose everything for me in that aspect. I want you to be willing to protect me
Yeah.
and, to risk certain things. Like, okay, if you got to in that moment, but not risking your well-being, your career, your hobbies, the things you like to do, your
Yeah.
relationships
Don't
with your
lose
friends and your
yourself.
family. No.
If you ain't got no
I
motion,
don't-
you ain't got no ocean. But
Yeah,
look,
nah, hell nah. I don't
Now
want
that
you to
we
do that.
speaking
I want
on
to be
this-
able to miss you.
And being able to hear like everybody's perspectives, it really ain't about the distance. It's about the connection. Because I can be in the same room with you and we can be in a long distance relationship.
Yes, you sure can.
Ooh, that's
yeah.
facts.
You feel me? I can be right here looking at you, but we not connected. So
Yeah.
it's worse than a long distance. I can be more connected with somebody that's 3,000 miles across the globe than I am with somebody right there over there at the counter. Look,
Do you ever been in a long
distance.
long distance relationship?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I definitely been in a long distance relationship. Like when people go off to college, earlier, they go off to college, and you want to keep that thing going on, good connection, great connection. Either you reconnect or, like you said, you try to hold on to it. If it's something good, like I said, it's really based on the connection, thinking of it now. Like if that connection's good enough, you're going to find your way to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely gonna find your way
When
to
do you
him.
decide that the connection is good enough, or when do you decide that something is over?
It's
when you
over.
decide that something is over, or that you should just keep the connection going. Like, at what point does that come? Because that is a really great point that you said. Like, going off to college and starting those things or trying to keep something going. So, at what point do you say like, hey, this is over, we're just too far, or hey, it was good, it's not necessarily over, but
When you
we're
meet
just-
somebody new.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right.
When you meet somebody new, that's when you find out if this shit is worth it or not.
That
When is the
or
time? When is
you
the time?
when you realize that you start getting gray hairs, that you stressing more than it's more of a hassle than it's benefiting you.
Oh yeah.
But what if something's not over and something's just more convenient? So let's say just hypothetically speaking, in college, that's a really just great example.
Yeah.
So you go to college, I don't know, 5 states away from somebody, right?
Yeah.
And getting back, y'all are in college, y'all broke typically. So y'all trying to get back to each other, maybe a little bit hard. Y'all can do a lot of phone, a lot of whatever. But now there's somebody that's here. They're convenient. I'd rather probably be with you, but they're here and they're convenient.
Yeah.
But if I got the opportunity to get back around you, I would figure out how to make that work on maybe some Ghost and Angela shit. That's probably a messed up example, but
Yeah.
Maybe Tasha was convenient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, she was convenient, and
Next
I
best
love
option.
her in her own way, and for what we have.
but she not the love of my life.
If it wasn't for that convenience, if I didn't have to pay that convenience fee, then this is where I would have been. This is where I would be.
Yeah.
And so that's where,
true.
like, when do you say it's over, or, you're just keeping stuff going just because of your temporary conveniences?
Normally, when it's over, it's some domestic shit going on, and not domestic violence.
Exactly.
But that's the telltale
Borderline,
sign.
getting close, yeah.
If you call the police on me, it's over.
It's over with.
If them people gotta come, it is over.
Ain't
But
no
like,
walking back.
No,
you
but
know,
for both sides, because if I have to call the police on you, bitch,
yeah,
it's because you're going too crazy, and I cannot handle you, though. I need help to take you fucking out of my way.
Yeah.
You understand?
Y'all have had to call the police on females?
For me, it's very easy, though. Once you cross the line of
I
respect,
eliminate myself first.
I don't
but
call
like I say,
police.
if I had to call the police, we definitely over. Like if I got to get them people involved, like I don't need to be around you, because like I feel like I could very easily eliminate myself away from you. I ain't gonna hit no woman, but I damn sure rip and swim one to get out of there. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna stay in a situation that that ain't gonna potentially benefit you. And we all been in that situation where you would want to try to rectify, but you find out that, hey, it's no end goal with this. This is not gonna end good regardless of your intentions.
Right.
You get what I mean? And I think that's ultimately when you figure out that it's over. That whatever you try, it don't work. I think that you try and it don't work. You try
But
again,
for
it
me-
don't work. I think that's when it's over.
for me, it's too far, though. For
That's
me,
too-
it's very simple. You cross the fucking line of respect, fuck you.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that's definitely it, man.
For me,
sure.
though, to be honest, when you cross the fucking line of respect and you start to cause me or faulting the respect, that's it, though.
That's it for me.
What we had to go to the fucking police or bullshit. No, we done. That's
We
it.
done. Ain't no walking it back.
I
Once
don't
that
want to hear it
disrespect-
no more
Yeah,
from
I
you.
think
cut.
it's very
It's over
important
with.
for people to realize when it's time to leave. That's time to leave a party, time to leave a relationship, time to leave a lunch, just whenever. It's very important for you to realize when it's time to leave before someone having to force you to. Like, security shouldn't have to force you at the club, and
Yeah.
the police shouldn't have to force you out of love.
Right.
You should be able to be like, hey, at some point, this just isn't it. Again, that just aligns with dating with the purpose. If you're really outside of that purpose, then at that point you really should be like, you know what, this is over, because what we're trying to do or what goal we're aiming for, we're not doing that together. And people wait, obviously, like you guys were saying, until it gets physical, until someone else says, hey, you guys don't need to do this anymore, instead of saving themselves and not being damaged goods for the next thing. They wait until it's disgusting to end it. And so just knowing when to leave something and end something is really important.
it's kind of like this pod. We having a great conversation. We got a set time. Hey, we don't want to leave.
We don't want to.
Hey,
but
I don't want it to be over.
I don't
I
want
wanna
to
know
leave,
when it's over.
mama.
We
I wanna
got
be over,
you gotta
but it's
know,
getting
you
late,
gotta
though.
know
I
when to
ain't
go
lying.
though.
And then look, my camera just cut off, so yeah, it's definitely saying, "Hey, bro, it's over."
All right,
Sometimes
guys.
people
Well,
gotta
thank you
cut
all
you
for
off.
tuning
Thank you
in
so much.
again. Make
Thank
sure
you.
that you guys follow us.
Please
like,
subscribe. Follow
Any
us.
comments, anything you guys got to
Síganos,
say, feedback,
perros,
we
síganos a
appreciate
todos
it.
nosotros.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Tacos and Yams.
Tacos and Yams, and we out.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah.
I was down, but now I'm up.